I get tired of reporting these stories on all of the hardships that our children are going through in these schools. And it doesn't matter if it's public or private, it's always the same. They're always looking for some issue to go after Black children in this country. And it gets tiring after a while. Here's one that just came out in Essence magazine, April 22nd, 2019. Ohio mom says children were kicked out of Christian school because she is unmarried. Okay. And this school they've been in for a while before this issue came up. And you'll see this as we get into the story. Now, the only issue I have is with this mother. The kids are already officially kicked out, ladies and gentlemen. The only problem is this mother is trying to get them back in the same school that threw them out. And as we get into the story, you'll understand why I got a serious problem with that. An Akron, Ohio mom is trying to get her two children back into Cuyahoga Falls private school after they were kicked out because an administrator claimed she committed adultery. All right. Now, these kids were in the same school a year ago. And this administrator did not kick them out then. So my question is, what is your criteria for admitting children into your private school? And why was this not clear that you had a problem with her having different fathers for her children? That's certainly not the fault of the children. Summer Grant told WKYC that her two daughters, Samara and Samaya, who were in the fourth and second grade at Chapel Hill Christian School, were banned because Administrator Pastor John Wilson said she was living in sin. He said it was many reasons, and the main one was because I was not married and my children had different fathers, Grant told the news station. Grant recorded a conversation between herself and Wilson, and where Wilson could be telling the young mother that she broke the school's covenant because her children have different fathers and she was living with a partner without being married. Again, why was this not told to these people up front when they were enrolling their children? Obviously, you accepted them and enrolled them into your school, but now it's a problem? Yeah, that's wrong. There's 10 commandments, and committing adultery is not part of that, Pastor Wilson said. Pastor Wilson, you know, I'm sure if we looked at his background, there would be some questionable things there. You know, this is unbelievable. It's not that they should not go to school, it's that they can't go to the school. So he's saying they can go to any school they want, just not this one. That's what he's saying. So my question is, Pastor Wilson, are there any divorced parents that got kids by different fathers going to your school? Or are there other single mothers with children in your school? So why are these folks being singled out? So Pastor Wilson, are all of the children in your school with their biological mother and father that are married? That's my question. I wonder what the population is like at that school. Grant believes her children are being unjustly punished, given that they had never been in trouble. Grant showed WKYC certificates extolling the children's good performance. The only time the two kids were ever in trouble was following a misunderstanding with their bus driver 2 weeks ago. According to Grant, the bus driver wanted one of the kids to sit up at the front because he believed they weren't listening. Grant says her daughter was just talking to a friend. The following day, the bus driver called Grant over and she tried to mediate the incident. However, the bus driver, who she claimed was rude, called the cops. No one was arrested. Wait a minute. The school throws your kids out, and the bus driver called the police on you? Called the police on the mother? Oh, and you're trying to get your kids back into the school? What the hell is wrong with some of our people? Oh, this mother, this woman needs some help. Still, Grant believes that the incident had little to do with Wilson's decision to kick the girls out. Grant said this was not the first time the pastor has questioned her marital status. Just last year at a conference, he started questioning why her children had three different fathers. Wilson also reportedly gave her a list of recommendations to improve her life. In the recorded conversation, Wilson also said that being married and having children with the same father is a strong recommendation of the school, though not a requirement. Okay, if it's not a requirement, why did these two little girls get kicked out? You just said it wasn't a requirement. And again, I have to go to why did you allow these students to enroll in your private school and you had these issues with single mothers? Wow. I mean, you can make that recommendation, but I think in this case it's a bit too late. She already got three kids with three different men. It's a little late to recommend they all have the same fathers. Still, Grant doesn't know why she is being targeted, as she says other parents who have kids at the school aren't married either. See, that's what I want to know. Okay, so if there's other parents not married, why did you single this mother out? As Christians, you are not supposed to judge, Grant said. You shouldn't have affected these kids' education over that. No, you can judge. That's where you're wrong, Grant. But see, Christianity has messed you up. Wilson declined to comment to WKYC, but sent a statement claiming that the parents signed a written agreement as a commitment to Christ. He insists that the Grants acted in a manner inconsistent with the covenant, adding that the dismissal was necessary in order to protect the safety of our school children and their family. Again, if you had these strong views, why are you enrolling children with single mothers? I still got to go back to that. This pastor is wrong no matter how you look at it. The school also issued a statement emphasizing that parents sign a written agreement to conduct themselves in accordance with express guidelines of conduct. I got a problem with that. So he wants to not only tell you what type of parental situation you must be in order to enroll your children, but he also wants to control what you do as a parent and how you're living, whether you're married or single. He wants control over that too. These policies include, but are not limited to, behavior that relates to the physical safety of our students. The girls who were dismissed from the school last week still have about a month of school left. Despite the alleged treatment she has faced at the school, Grant wants her children to return to Chapel Hill, saying that she cannot send them to a public school or they would lose a scholarship that allows them to go to private school in the first place. Wow. Wow. This is a shame. And I feel for the children, but the mother definitely is not thinking to go through all of this and want her children back in that same school. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.